we kind of have enough food. We should have enough food to keep them alive. If we can stop them dying, that is. I don't think they should have, Pringle. Why should they put time limits on a decision? Thing is, if I let them die, I'm concerned about these tick boxes over here. I'm sorry, I mean... You know, we're facing the world end here. We can't be bringing Gravedale people back, can we? The Camp Meteor. I'm sorry. I feel like I want to do an impression at this point. A Camp Meteor. A number of tents and huts surround some steel framework. The camp seems to be abandoned, so that's going to be a resource thing. Jagged rocks. All that can be seen are dark, jagged rocks jutting out of the ice plain. Go here, and then see if we can get there, and then get back, maybe. Death sounds like the best option. Would you suggest that if you was one of them? "5 days to die." Right, there's going to be no steam cores coming back, so it's completely pointless to have the factory turned on now. Might as well just turn it off. Because we can't make anything. Oh, hello. One person's sick. 25 being treated? What the heck, man? I like the audio. 1800 food, that's not enough. That should be more than that. We're gaining 400 a day. Right, I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. Back in a sec. Oh, the smell of grass outside. I take it just went warmer. Can we dial that back a bit? Save some coal? Right. No road access. Are you serious? Oh, that's so irritating. I wish that was flashing alarm bells. Research done, people arrive back, you miss one of those black pop-up things. Well, that wasn't survivors that came back, so oh, it must have been the, yeah, it must have been the outpost coal miners go back. Although, hang on, it can't be. No, that's that one there and that one there. Who came back then? That's really weird. Fallen Star. We searched the remains of the camp. This must have been some scientific operation dedicated to the research of whatever punched this hole in the ice. Now the place is deserted and there's nothing of value to be found here. Sites discovered scattered convoy and large crater. Second home. Large crater, jagged rocks. Yeah, it must have been a scout reaching the place, but I don't think it was anybody coming back. Massive, 21 months, what a surprise, making this Thursday afternoon at work much more bearable. You're welcome, sir. Scattered convoy, that's going to give you supplies. Supplies! That one... I don't know. That one could be more interesting. Okay, coal mining optimization is a go. Coal for 6 days now. We've got people that are ready to work. Let's put them to work. Now's a good time to do last minute construction while the temperature's got a little bit better. One steam core outpost will be taken by storm and you didn't get a chance to use it, sad. No, I shut down from the Pi Fabio. The steam core outpost that was here at Tesla City, you know, I've sent the scout, there's the scouts coming back here. Well, the outpost guys coming back. Because they were going to get completely covered by the storm. Nothing else matters now apart from surviving this horrible, horrible storm. 2 teams are on the way back, 2 are still scouting. Wait, what is this one doing? I don't understand, what is this, why are they waiting? Yeah, but I'm not going to recall the scouts until I have to. You have to disband them. And how do you do that? There we go. That's them disbanded.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
The gravely ill and amputees will be cared for at low cost in special homes. New building the care home. The gravely ill are kept alive in care houses and no longer burden medical posts. Residents of care houses eat half as much. Yep. A few people are going to be getting ill, I imagine. Why are 5 people starving? What the heck? Right, where should we put the care home? It's got to be within the circle, isn't it? That looks good. That's fine. Coal. Coal. And wood. Thank you. Huh? Small? Yeah, it's cool. Thank you. Something like little cheese on bread wedge things. I didn't spot that quick sec. I put the care home next to the fight ring. Geriatric punch out. Brilliant. That sounds good. Factory, streamlined. That boosts the efficiency of automatons by 10%. So, if you've got a coal mine that's gathering at, let's say, 1,000 coal, that's going to boost it by 10%. Insulation tech. I thought I already got all the insulation tech. What did I not get? Gathering post, don't care about them. I'm pretty much not going to have people working. It's going to be, everybody's going to be in their homes, trying to stay alive, and automatons running the show. That's shelter insulation. Which one are you looking at? The hothouse we don't need. Industry we don't need. So these are moot, aren't they? There's going to be no hunting anyway, so that's moot. The house is done as best as possible. The cookhouse, we don't need to have people working in that because we'll have enough food anyway. And more raw food won't be coming in. The infirmary, well, that'll employ fewer people, but that's run by an automaton, so I don't think there's any kind of insulation that I need here. That's how I see it. I'm wondering whether to do that one, which makes our coal mining more efficient by 10%, or to do this one, which improves the automatons by 10%, and they're on the coal mines. What's he doing? New priorities. A small group of scientists is finishing the loading of their supplies. They work efficiently but in silence, looking somewhat dejected. We're mostly helping with the evacuations now, one of them tells us. We used to study the Earth's magnetic field, but there are more important things to worry about now, like survival. Sites discovered, ice caves and fortified hut. The scouts will bring the sick to our city. I don't want the sick. Direct the scouts to our city. Let the scientists go their way. Another one of those decisions. Well, we're not escorting them, that's for sure. So we're either going to be directing them or leaving them. The scientist. Maybe the sick will die, that would be nice. Okay, how long left? 4 days. Ice caves, fortified hut. I don't want to go to the ice caves. It's going to contain one of two things. Either people sheltering, or things like bear attacks and stuff. So I really don't want to get that. Okay. The care home's got 9 people in it. 6 people are hungry. 27 people are being treated. What on earth is going on? They seem to be permanently in the They seem to be permanently in the medic bay. Why are they not leaving? I'll be fine, cuzzy. Scouts have reached the large crater. It's hard to judge the crater's size from a distance. Its vastness only becomes apparent up close. Lost without a trace. The crater is fresh, with broken ice around the rim. We searched the camp for clues for scientist fate and found none. Everything's in order, but not a perfect order. It looks like they went out to do something and didn't return. Maybe they tried to descend into the crater and got lost in the maze of broken ice. Or got caught by a blizzard. Or both. Ooh. We will acquire some useful technology. Hello. I have an infirmary, and they are treating the gravely ill. But we don't have any gravely ill. What's this magic new tech this guy has got? I reckon he can do that one in home, or that one in home. We bring this technology back and it's like... Do you know what? We could bring... Wait a second. If we bring this guy back, he may have something that we could build that will help get us through the storm. But if we don't bring it back quickly enough, we may not get time to build it. Let's send him home via the jagged rocks. Change of plan. Well, I don't see what use an insulated cookhouse would be anyway. You can't really use it. Unless you have a load of raw food lying around. Prison guards will round up wrongdoers and put them in prison. They'll go to discontented dissidents and other troublemakers. Prison will return to society after 3 days. Discontent will fall. I like it. Doommongering drunks. Oh, why did I click that right before I got this? That's so annoying. Sir, a dozen or so people got drunk and took to the streets. They were chasing the women, yelling that we should have some fun before the storm kills us all. What should we do? Oh my god. 12 people will leave the city forever, or send them home. They'll be sent home to sober up, but the doommongering will affect hope and discontent. Oh my god. What, you can click the corner of the screen and get out? No way. Well, we can afford to lose people. Get out. Okay, so now we lost some workers. They're working the med bays. One was working down at the guard station. What was one of the guard? 3 medics and a guard. We just banished. One of them was a gatherer. And a couple worked in the hothouse. What a random bunch of people. There you go, we absorbed it. The last thing we need right before a storm is discontent and hope being messed with. Four days for the storm. There it is. There it is. That big thing there. I'm trying to see if something is causing illness. We just seem to have, like, people perpetually ill and not actually getting better, and I can't work out why. An ill-fated project. Scientists who built this station designed it to withstand the Arctic climate, but they clearly underestimated the fierce Arctic fauna. The doors and windows have been bashed in by heavy blows, letting inside the cold and snow. Science Scientific and life support equipment froze and burst, dooming the base and its inhabitants. New technology. Nice. Okay. How long will it take him to get to here? It's going to take them 2 days, and they don't have the same movement as a scout does. I don't feel like food is going up at the rate that it should be. Honestly, why is that not adjacent to a street? Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. That's such a... Look, that. That's ridiculous. I've been losing so much food every day to a tiny pixel of street. The game should not allow that to happen. It should be a bit more forthcoming about such things. Need a mod to auto-build streets. The thing about that, though, is it would use a lot of wood. You just need something to make you alert of buildings that are not connected. Like, it should just be screaming. People are pretty hopeful, and discontent is very low considering we're a couple of days away from death. I did add the road. Yep. The problem is now gone. Wait, why have we got nobody in the care home? Because we've got nobody gravely ill. And yet the med bays... We've got 10 people at the infirmary. I think we'll need more than one when the storm comes. Gravely ill are treated at infirmary and healed. Thing is, we have no gravely ill. Jagged rocks. Danger in the deep. Ruins in the underground base of Sulphur. It must have been a warm and sheltered place, but now exploring its depths is dangerous. Exploring the ruins, we find a briefcase signed by Nansen. It seems to contain some interesting blueprints. Thank you very much. Right. He can now head back. Get some free tech. Survivors reach the city. A group of survivors has reached the city. They are tired, they need a place to rest, a bite to eat, and perhaps some medical attention, but they are ready to lend a hand however they can. Put them to work. Because you can see how long before the storm hits over here, 3 days. And you can also see it on the timeline up here. You see that? Look, we're on day 38. There's day 39, 40, 41, 42. So on the morning of day 42, that's when the storm hits. And by then, I'll have the other scout back. Automatons working at medical facilities will have 20% more efficient. I think I only have one. Could have also got that, and then they could have gotten zipping around if you were. Is this a 7 Days to Die rip-off, Kappa? Uh-oh. What just happened? Oh, right, it's a storm debuff. Propaganda center. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. "19 citizens cured yesterday." Wow. I don't feel like we're storing 4,000 coal per day. Something's weird. Something's very strange here. We're only consuming 4,000 coal. So we're gaining 4,000. That number up here is not going up by 4,000 a day. It is. It is indeed going up. Let's get this lot built before it gets really cold. It's all being transported to the storage facilities. Maybe that's how people get ill. When they're going out to the storage, then? Alright, Aaron. Have a good one. Oh, look at this! Wait a second. Did we just lose a scout? What the heck? Oh no. I miscalculated, didn't I? I forgot that it would land here. That's annoying. I don't think they'll make it either. Yeah, I didn't know what you meant, Fabio. I didn't send him to my death. I didn't deliberately do that. That was a miscalculation. Like, why would I do that? Hey, Flug. Okay, Winkler, thank you for 18 months. I think these guys probably will make it back. They're going to be back in a day, and the storm hits in 3 days. Yeah, I thought we had plenty of time. Oh well. Rip Scout. Scouts have returned, 293 wood, 1 additional scout. Oh, it's the tech for 1 additional scout.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
We don't need to disband the scout, do we? Or do we? I take it we'll have to disband them, otherwise they die. If we disband the scout, will they... If we don't disband it, will they die? Let me put it that way. Why is the city in a hole? You living in a crater to survive the terrible weather? Prayers at work. Sir, the people employed at the guard station refuse to work today. They intend to spend the entire shift praying? We've been working like madmen, sir, but there's only so much we can do to prepare. Let's face it, this is the end of the world. Through prayer we can find the hope of deliverance whatever happens. Let them pray or force them to work. Oh, just let them get on with it then. That's what they want to do. Yeah, I don't know. Will that kill the scouts or should we just disband them? Ah, let's just disband it. It's fine. We're pretty much down to the last of the research we're going to do before the storm lands. Because when the storm comes, the workshops are going to have to close. We don't need to worry about the hothouse. So that's completely irrelevant. We don't need to worry about the hunters. That's irrelevant. The cookhouse is only useful if you need to be carrying on converting raw food, but we don't. The infirmary requiring fewer people is not a problem for us. The infirmary being 15% faster, that could be useful. That's irrelevant. That would help get more coal, but we don't need it. This is irrelevant now. That would allow us to continue researching through the storm if we needed to. They're irrelevant. That would help. That would help at one of the infirmaries. It would boost that one by 20%, or this one would boost all of them by, or both of them by 15%. It's only the infirmary though, it's not the med bay. We'll take it. If we can cure people faster, that's got to be a good thing. I don't know why there are 7 people hungry. We're about to fill up on wood storage. Infirmary checklist is done. Take that just in case I need to use it, but I don't think I will. How long will the storm last? Well, looking at this thing up here, it's at least 2 days. I don't think we can stay in overdrive for 2 days. So really it's a question of how many people will survive. Steam sawmill, inoperative. They've got 15 hours to get back and 2 days to do it. They should do it. I don't think many of us will survive for a week. Fight over supplies. So an argument erupted between some workers last night. Some of them wanted a portion of the resources their facility produces so they can prepare for the storm. Came to blows, and though nobody was seriously injured, tensions are running high. Keep me updated. Wait a second. I just put discontent up. Now, just go quickly on patrol. We've got prison that was on cooldown we could use. Propaganda we can use to bring the hope up. Is there any kind of law that we can... Aesthetics. Available at the factory. Amputees fitted with prosthetics and medical facilities will be able to walk again. I suspect people are going to get frostbite. What does overcrowding do? The capacity of medical facilities are doubled. Using the extra capacity will cause discontent. Discontent will rise slightly. Okay. Extra rations for the ill. To speed up recovery. That's an interesting one, actually. I don't like that it says extra rations, like it should say how much, because then I can make a calculation. Like, I know how much food I've got stored, so if that was another, say, 50%, but how many people can you have ill at one time? I think maximum capacity we've got about 50, 60 people. If they had double rations, you could be burning 100 a day. An extra 60 a day. How long can you do that? I don't know. Depends how quickly they get out of there, though. It kind of feels like it's a good thing to have. But is it more important than prosthetics? That's about getting people to work again. We're not going to need this in the storm. In the storm, we're mostly being propped up by machine. It's double rations, okay. The risk is that you run out of food. But you've got to weigh that up with running out of, you know, bed space. That could spiral out of control. But it's either that or people die. But if people die, well... I'm expecting losses anyway. This could lead to mass death, in theory. If you run out of food. So I think it's possibly a bad idea. Interesting, there's a triage option here. It's activatable. Ah, what, this one? Is it really? If people die, you have more rations per person. Can't argue with that logic. If you go for double rations, then a lot of people were ill. Hopefully the people who were ill can first compensate. I don't know what you mean. I don't think we need prosthetics. If people get a frostbite, that'll send them back to work, but I don't really have people going to work anyway. More or less, all work facilities will be shut down. And then they can sit in their homes and hopefully not die. That's the idea. I'm just going to turn off like the cookhouses and everything like that. That one could get you out of a problem.